ABC. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm Emma.
I'm Spook.
Jess is traumatized, apparently, so that's Jess.
She said she wasn't going to talk for the first 5 minutes of the podcast, so she wasn't the opening of the podcast.
It's okay, there's still 2 minutes left. In other news, guess who's back?
Back again.
Shady's back. Tell a friend.
Tell a
Anyways,
friend.
Captain Smitty, aka Jordan, is back. And I think this is a good episode for her to be back with us because when this episode comes out, it'll be April 2nd, so the day before is April Fool's. And this friend group really loves pranks and messing with each other. And I felt having Jordan here.
Wait, this is a perfect example, because Jess right now has decided to be silent because she doesn't want anything to happen to her.
You got a minute and 5 seconds left before you can talk. I'm keeping track. I'm keeping track. But yeah, I thought having Jordan here was a good idea because Lord knows she likes to try and mess with us just as much as I like to mess with the rest of you.
I would like to start this episode off.
Perfect, thank you. Great job. You did it. Good job.
I would like to start this episode off with telling a story.
If it's what I think it is, you're going down the same path I am.
Yeah. So, as we've mentioned on the podcast before, we had a Minecraft realm back in 2020 during the height of the pandemic, where we played on it like every single day.
Like
Pretty
whole
much
day.
24/7.
Yeah, literally always on.
Because we couldn't do anything else, so we just played Minecraft all day.
Yeah.
It's so harming
And-
Minecraft.
Yeah, well, now we don't have an excuse. Before, it was just because we're doing our part to
It's been
stop the
5
curve.
minutes.
I'm gonna start a new pandemic so we can go back into Minecraft.
Okay.
Exactly.
But anyways, going back to my story. One day I was I went into my mines and I was working on it, like I was making it look all pretty and all that stuff. And I barely remember discovering this because I walked in and like I guess there was just a couple chickens and I'm like, oh, that's weird, they probably just walked down from the entrance and all that stuff. But what I do vividly remember is walking into an area that I've never been in before, and I looked around, I'm like, why are there chickens in here? And then I would walk to another place and I'm like, why do I hear chickens still? And then I'd walk to another place and I'm like, there are still chickens. Why are there so many chickens? And they were freaking everywhere.
It was great.
I swear. So apparently, I think it was Jordan and Emma.
It was me.
went
Yeah,
into
it
my
was
mines
me.
and
It was me and
spawned
Jordan
a bunch
joined
of
in.
chickens. I didn't notice it, and I swear to God, I think it was like 2 months later, and I was still finding chickens.
There were a lot of chickens.
There were so
To
many
this
chickens.
To this day, if I see chicken, I lose my mind.
Spook can't have chickens in their farm anymore because it gives them PTSD. No more chickens. Can't have them
I
around.
hear the
Spook.
cluck of a chicken, and I get flashbacks.
But I want to say that like all started because so I decided to get the realm, like pretty much
Sorry,
right
I just remembered.
when the lockdown
Remembered
happened.
how everything started. It was so funny. Sorry.
So,
Excuse me,
I decided
she's telling a story.
I decided to get the realm at the beginning of the lockdown because I had been playing Minecraft for a couple of months. I knew some of my friends probably played Minecraft, and I was like,
What? No.
so I was like, I'll just, message the group chat, be like, hey, if I got a realm, would any of you play? And of course, Jordan and Spook immediately were like, of course, yes, get the realm. So I bought it that day. But so we joined it, and then over time, we kind of just kept adding friends, because some of our friends didn't have Minecraft yet, so we convinced some of them. So, like, one of them being Kasia, we convinced her to, get Minecraft and join, and her boyfriend, he plays Minecraft, so she was like, if I join, like, can he join too? And we're like, yeah, sure. So he joins,
No,
right?
How dare you?
And, we're giving him a bit of a tour. And then he picks where he wants to build, and he finds this village, and he's like, I'm gonna, like, build around this village. I'm gonna make, like, a castle fort kind of thing, right? And I was like, all right, cool, yeah, whatever. And I don't remember exactly. I think it was probably me that started it, because it's usually me that
It
starts
was
it.
definitely you.
It's usually me that
100% you.
starts it. But I pulled some kind of prank on him. It was just like a small thing at first, I think. Like I said, I cannot remember what I did. But it resulted in him coming to my base and leaving repeating note blocks underneath every single entrance to my base, because there was a couple different ones. So it was like, at first I was like, I don't know what this sound is nor how to get rid of it. Because I was still decently new to Minecraft, so I had no idea where any of this stuff was. And the funny thing was, I didn't notice it at first. I didn't notice it at first because I had note blocks turned off. I think it was Jess that was like, "Hey, do you have like an alarm?" Yeah, she was like, "Do you have like an alarm system? Like, this is really annoying." She got a
headache from it.
Yeah, she started getting a headache because it was so annoying. So I turned on my note blocks, heard it, and was like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me!" So I go around, find all of them, get rid of them. So then Jess and I go to his base, and we get as many tree saplings as we can get, to the point where we literally filled in his fort with trees. And then his wall for his fort has like sort of an inside to it, so we then filled that up with spider webs. Like, just completely filled with webs and just trees and everything, so like you just couldn't get it in or out of the base. And at that point, that was when I was like, I'm gonna keep pranking people. This is fun.
I remember going over to his base, and I couldn't even see the ground because there were so many trees.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was like, "Yeah, go over there and look at his base and like see what he's done." And I'm like, "It's just trees, and there's skeletons everywhere."
Yep.
Place is horrible.
It was fabulous.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
It was hilarious.
It turned into me
I try to
enjoying
stay
pulling
out
pranks.
of them.
It turned into me enjoying pulling pranks and messing with people in Minecraft. But I don't do anything that's like gonna destroy your base, or like that's gonna be like that's really gonna piss someone off. It's usually just stupid things like that, where I grow a lot of trees, or like I just something stupid where you just kind of see it and you're like, oh my god, this is so fucking annoying. It's just a minor inconvenience most of the time. Most of the time.
Like putting a bell underneath your house that just dings every
Oh my
so
god,
often.
I remember logging in one day. I joined late server. It was as close as I was in the friend group. And Jordan went and placed, like, I think it was Jordan. Was it Jordan?
It was Emma and I.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't
Jordan
me.
and Emma both decided to go and fill my base up absolutely to the brim with bells. Like, it wasn't it wasn't so that they were going off. It was just so that they
just covered everything.
There.
They just covered literally every single block on the floor, every empty space on a wall, on the ceiling. It was just bells. So none of them would go off unless you rung them. But it was just entirely just bells. It was a lot of bells.
I remember
that. Oh, that's a lot of bells.
I logged in one day. I logged out in my house in the realm. That's where I used to log out. So I just kind of logged in. I looked around. I'm like, wait a minute. This
back and went,
right. Wait a minute. I just slowly look around. It's everywhere. Like, it's covering everything. I'm surprised it didn't kill me. It was like, what the fuck?
That was fun. But yeah, those are just a few examples of quite a few things that I have done. I mean, if you ever check out my YouTube channel, there's a video called Pulling Pranks in the Chuckles SMP. That was a good video. Just saying. It's a good video.
I pulled a prank recently, and I don't think the person I pulled it on has realized it yet.
Me?
You actually just pulled a prank on me, and I just never come on.
No, it's not you. Don't worry.
If it's me, I may already know what it is, and I may have already found it.
What is it?
That was you.
What is it?
The glass.
The what?
The glass.
Nope.
Oh, well then I haven't been on enough yet.
That was me.
Oh, well then that I have not been on enough yet then.
Yeah, another thing that she got
found
this from
stuff though.
She got it from Etho, who got it from. Okay, wait. Let me say that again. She got it from Grian, who got it from Etho.
There you go.
And what you do is you put light gray stained glass. I think we explained this
It's
already.
glass panes. Specifically
glass panes into
not the blocks.
Yeah, into each inventory slot of Minecraft, and it's like invisible, but you can't put anything in it, so you just click. Like, you can't put anything in your chest, and you sit there going, why the heck can't I put anything in a chest?
Like, why is nothing going in?
Because there's glass everywhere!
And you literally can't see it, and the best thing to do with it, too, is put in a bunch of them, but put in one that's named, so if you try to do, like, a shift-click thing to get all of them out, one of them will still get left. It's really
I'm telling you,
annoying.
there's still glass somewhere in my chest.
Probably.
I hate you. You put it in my farm as well, and I was like, okay,
Put it
this is
everywhere.
funny.
I put it in
This is
every
funny,
chest.
but not my
I
farm.
was there too.
Yes,
too.
Jordan did help.
You put it in my shelter
Jordan.
boxes.
Yep. Any chest
Jordan,
or box you left
no.
lying around, I put glass in it.
I hate
Oh
you.
no!
I don't
Shame.
try to get involved with pranks and all that stuff because they frustrate me a lot. And like the best way I can describe it is that I get embarrassed because of them. Because I think I don't like people, like I don't think it's making fun of me per se, but it's like making fun of me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I
So
do
like
so
during
many
the whole
pranks.
prank war and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, we kept you
Um,
out of that.
Yeah, you kept me aside from the chickens, but
Well, that was I think before the prank
that
war.
was
though.
hilarious.
That was before the prank
That
war.
was
though.
hilarious.
And I mean, hey, the
Like, I
chickens
don't mind-
the chickens gave you infinite food. Like you
I
had
had
so much food.
so much food. I never starved.
Mhm.
But like I don't mind the odd thing. But I remember like in elementary school on April Fool's Day, kids would go around, especially with that like thing of gum that like you'd grab and it like shocked you a bit. I remember kids would go around and like pull little pranks on people on April Fools, and I was like, nah, I'm not getting involved.
No, that's not me. You guys have fun.
Not me. Yeah.
She'd be
I
like,
never
oh,
did
just
that
take
when
a
I
piece
was a
of
kid.
gum, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
No, actually, I have my own piece.
I'm
of
gonna
gum
go to
here.
the other side of the yard. Bye.
Every time people had those like shotgun things, I never touched them because like they're very obviously
You
like you
look.
can very
Yeah.
much tell what they are. You just look at it for a second, you're like, why would you hand me gum and like slide it out a little bit as if I couldn't get it? Like that's weird. Like
I always gave. I
Just trying to be a good person, okay? Sorry.
good person by shocking me. Fuck you.
What were you saying? Jordan?
Yes.
I used to change the Thrills gum.
Oh, yeah.
Not gun. With the regular gum, so then
Uh-huh.
you wouldn't know what you would get. It was ingenious.
If you
It was
don't-
genius.
If
That
you
is
don't
a
if
good
you don't
one.
know what the Thrills gum is, it's gum that tastes like soap.
Ugh.
Like every
Yeah.
flavored jelly beans.
Except
Gum
all of
edition.
them taste like soap. That's it. They just taste like soap. They're awful. I hate them.
Delicious. I love
Yum.
me a piece of soap.
Yummy.
Soap.
But yeah, it's the other day or when I don't remember when it was we were talking about this. I think it was a little while. So Jordan now has a realm, and a little while after I had been watching a Green video, I think I had decided I was kind of bored, so I pulled another prank this time on Jordan, where basically it's really simple. It's basically you have a cactus and an observer and a bell.
We definitely talked about this one
Yes.
before.
And that's
I thought you were
literally
just
all
gonna
it
say
is.
cactus. Period.
It's
Yeah,
literally it's
random
it's-
cactus. Oh wait,
so
continue.
what it,
I have
what it
another
is,
story.
it's a block of sand with a
Oh my
one block
God.
cactus, and then next to it is an observer that's one block up from it, and then a bell on the back of the observer. So every time the cactus grows one, the observer breaks it, but when the observer breaks it, it makes the bell ring. So every couple of minutes, you'll just have a random bell ring, and like you have no idea where it's
yeah.
coming from.
I thought I was going
I-
crazy.
So I put one under her house. I put a few in other places. I don't know if she's found all of them, but I put a couple around her base. And so it's just like, for a little while, I was like, oh, maybe she's like not hearing it. Maybe she doesn't have her sound on or something like that. And then finally, I just hear from her, just like, why am I hearing a bell? And I was like, it's working.
It's
Oh, you
working. She's going crazy.
I put them in a few different places, just completely random spots.
I would like to talk about a cactus.
No.
Wait, Jess doesn't know. Jess doesn't know. Can I please say it? Because it was my thing. Can I please talk about it? Because Jess doesn't know.
Fine. Not like you haven't talked already. Go.
It's my thing.
I hate you.
So, on my realm, on our first world, after we had basically done a lot of stuff in survival, I eventually put down 2 things to put things in creative and survival so that you guys could like press buttons and they could switch. It was like command blocks, right? And we then at spawn started building a town. I don't even remember why. I think it was because Spook literally had started building like basically just a little place for spawn in case you like lose your spawn point or
Yeah,
something.
I built like a little area when
And then we
so if you die and you don't have a respawn point, you would just go there and then like you can get like a bed, you can get all your tools and all that stuff. It was great.
But like we then kind of just started building a
love
random
Pepper.
town around it, just building random stuff. And then at one point, somebody had placed a cactus.
It was me.
Yeah, Jess placed a
did that.
cactus. It was just a two blocks. You had placed it there and left it. And
It was underneath Deborah.
yeah, so Deborah was a giant.
Deborah was the giant
version,
Ender Dragon.
a giant version of the Ender Dragon that Jordan had built, and Jess and I had like helped. So the cactus was right underneath her wing. So I don't know why I decided to do this, but every so often I started just going into creative, taking cactus and just putting a couple extra blocks on, and they kept looking at it.
And I knew about this. I would go on sometimes as well and just place another one.
So I would place it, and they would count it and be like, "Yeah, it's a special cactus. Like obviously it's trying to grow because it needs to reach the sun. So let's keep watching it." So every day, just when nobody was on, like it'd be late at night, I'd just go and I'd add a couple more blocks, and they would go count.
Yeah, I would add
put us.
too.
They had a sign with it. Yeah, Jess. I told Jordan about this recently because she didn't know, and Jess is now just finding out. So this cactus got to like, it literally got to like over 100 blocks. Like it got really tall, and I just let them keep believing it was just the cactus growing. Yeah.
You just destroyed Jess's world.
I know I did. I just completely
You did
destroyed
that to
everything.
mine too. I hate you.
It was like it was like Jordan said to us that it felt like she had just learned Santa isn't real. Spoiler
I mean,
alert.
Santa isn't real.
Santa's not real?
No, he's real.
What?
He's real.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, our one
What?
friend isn't here. It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I want to talk about another prank that I remembered. This was when, gosh, I was probably like 8 or something like that. But my sister and I got home from school, and obviously April Fool's Day. And my parents weren't home yet, so we went downstairs to the basement, and we put a piece of tape over the light on the computer mouse, and then we just
Oh
left
yeah,
it there.
the classic prank.
Yeah, we just left it there.
That is
We
a
come
good one.
down later in the evening, and my dad's got like the entire computer desk just torn apart. He's got wires everywhere, and he's trying to figure out why the damn mouse won't work. And my sister and I are like, "Dad," and then we just picked up the mouse, and there was a piece of tape, and he's like, "Oh God."
That's so good. It's so simple but so effective.
He was so angry, not at us, but just at the fact that the mouse wasn't working.
That's so funny though.
We thought nothing of it. We're like, oh yeah, he'll realize that, oh, there's probably something on the mouse. No, he tore apart the computer instead of just going, oh, I wonder if the mouse is working.
I always check the little. It's not even red anymore, but I always check the little red thing.
Mine's red.
Mine is blue right now. Currently, I change it. I can change it.
You got
My
one of them
mouse is
special.
Change it to red.
You got one of them special gamer mouses.
No, it's blue.
I have a USB mouse.
Mine's USB.
Yeah, so's mine.
No, mine has a cords now. Whoops.
Mine has
My
a
old
cord.
one was a US. USPA.
Like mine's like a USB corded corded
Oh.
USB. Yeah.
I thought
The
you
one
had like a
computer.
Bluetooth type.
No. My laptop has a Bluetooth one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We also dyed the milk purple.
What?
My favorite prank every couple of months, whenever my sister's over, we've been doing it since she was probably, I don't know, probably 13, 14. But we had these creepy little Halloween things that hang, and she hated it. She was so afraid of it. So we would hang it up in the shower. So whenever she opened up like the shower curtain, it was just there. It was great. She screamed. We do it all the time, and she still doesn't. She hasn't smartened up. Or if you stand right in front of a door, like the little pranks, like someone goes to the washroom, you stand with your face so close to it.
So they open it, you're just there.
Yeah, you're just there. They scream.
My sister did something like that, only like she jumped out from the corner, and I swear I jumped about 2 feet in the air.
I thought you were gonna say
I've
you
never
punched
been
her.
so scared before.
I love it.
It's so funny.
I punched her. She fell on the floor. And
Another
she
funny
died.
prank. Another funny prank that I think this was my mom's idea actually, but again, a prank with my dad. So we went to the keg like as a family, and we all sat down. I know rich people food, but we all sat down.
They were.
And my
love
dad,
the
I think my
keg.
dad was coming from work or something like that, but he was late, so we all sat down and we ordered appetizers. and we got this like I think it was like a deep fried cauliflower type thing. It was actually pretty good,
I love
but
deep
it
fried
looked
cauliflower.
like chicken, right? Like almost like chicken balls or something like that.
Chicken
And so chicken
Mm,
balls.
chicken balls.
Mm.
So
What?
my
What?
dad like it's like Blockbuster all over again. My dad
Oh,
arrives
gosh.
and we have the cauliflower balls on the table. And my mom was like, "Okay, when dad gets here, we're gonna like get him to eat this because my dad despises cauliflower. Like man will eat
Oh, no.
anything except cauliflower." So my mom's like, "Yeah, we'll get him to like eat it. We'll just say it's like chicken or something like that, and we'll watch his reaction." So my dad comes and we're like, "Oh yeah, dad, like try this, like try the chicken. It's so good. Like it's an appetizer." My dad's like, "Oh, yes, please." He digs right in. He takes like 2 bites, and you can just see it on his face where he's like really happy. And then instantly he goes, "This is cauliflower." And we're like, "Yes."
I'm just picturing his face just absolutely falling. He's so happy. He's like, oh yeah! Dinner
The
with
amount
my
of
family.
betrayal on his face.
He's like, oh
He was
yes,
like, "What
finally!
did you guys do?"
He's
He's like,
just
finally, dinner with my family!
he's just there.
Oh my
just,
god, they tricked me!
He's just he's just sitting at the table, just his mouth half full of cauliflower, and just like, I'm writing you out of the will.
Literally.
Right then and there.
I
Spook
don't
was
even
written out
think
of the
he
will.
finished it though.
You don't think what?
I don't think he finished it. Like I think he ended up spitting it out, but we were killing ourselves. Needless to say, he didn't eat the cauliflower after that.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
so funny. Everything worked perfectly for him to eat that stupid cauliflower. It wasn't even bad. That's the thing.
Listen, it was bad to him, okay?
Listen, it was just when you hate a food, you hate a food, and you know you hate that food.
Take it back. You can't say, oh, I loved it. No, you hate it forever.
This doesn't matter. 20 years later, they'll be like when you're a kid, it's like when you're like, yeah, I don't like mushrooms, and like every adult is like, when you grow up, you're gonna like them. Here I am, 21, still hate mushrooms, still think they're gross.
I love mushrooms.
You know what?
I hate them. I
Once-
hate them. Disgusting.
I hate mushrooms as well. But you know what?
Lauren's
Let
about
me
to like
restart
leave
and-
this podcast recording.
No, she won't, because she knows anytime I get mushrooms in my food, she gets to have them.
I get them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works out.
That's what I don't understand. Why people are like, "Oh, what do you mean you hate this food? Like I hate you." It's like, why do you hate me because I hate a certain food? It just means
That's
that if I
always
get
what I
this food,
say.
you get more. Of it.
That's always what
Like-
I say. I'm like, whenever like someone's just like, how could you hate this food? I'm like, you do realize it means if I ever get some of it, I'm gonna give it to you, right? Like, I don't know why you're mad. This works out
More for
perfectly for
me.
both of us.
It's great for me. I fucking love it, bud. I
But
love that
Alright,
mushroom.
if
One
you-
type of
if I-
food.
If I
You
get
go, Jess.
anything that's I think it's pickles, right? Or is it?
Yeah,
you
I
already
will always
give
take
me.
pickles.
You
I always
already
take pickles.
give me your on your
Yeah,
food.
whoever I'm with, I give it to them. I'm like, nope, I can't do this.
Yum.
Don't give me pickles. I don't like pickles.
Give me
But I
all
like
the
dill
pickles.
pickled chips.
I love.
But, okay,
fucking
one
dill
type of
pickle
food-
chips.
One type of food that I feel like when you're little, everyone hates, but when you're an adult, like you all love it. Everyone loves it. Guacamole.
Never
I
had.
love guacamole.
Right?
bro.
I hated guacamole when I was little. We used to call it fish guts because it looked so gross, and now I would die for guacamole.
I still,
Yeah,
I
I've
still
never
don't.
had
I
it as a kid.
still don't like it.
I
I like
Oh,
avocado.
so
I do
I
like
can't say
avocado, but for some
anything.
reason
Scandalous.
I don't like
I
guacamole.
make
I don't like
make
it.
guacamole.
Yeah, my
without-
mom makes
it's just-
guacamole.
I just have it the classic guaci with just sometimes some lemon, but just olive oil.
Like,
Oh,
if it's there, I'll eat it if I'm hungry, but like, I'm never gonna pick it. I like salsa.
I would kill for it.
I like salsa.
Salsa and guacamole? Oh. Now I want guacamole. Mm. Anyways, back to pranks.
Anyways, anybody have any pranks they want to talk about?
I'm gonna be honest. I chose this podcast episode topic, and I've actually haven't really done any pranks. So
Ugh.
Oh, jeez, Jessica.
Wow, totally unprepared.
I don't know if this counts as a prank.
Share it anyways.
Yes, I want to hear it.
So, in
The
high
council will
school,
decide.
we had to do like for the class Emma and I had, we had to like do a part of a play that this guy wrote or whatever. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
And I pretended I couldn't read, so I didn't have to do it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Part of a play for what?
That contact class. Remember that whatever that guy wrote? We had to write. We had to.
Yeah.
And I remember I got out of it.
Yeah. I remember that.
I pretended I didn't know how to read.
They believed that?
You just
Yes!
Jordan just dived straight into the whole learning disability thing and just went and she's just like, yeah, you know how I struggle to like write and stuff. It's actually I just can't read. I'm sorry, I can't. And like for some reason they just let her out of it.
It was great.
That definitely isn't a prank, but that's like
so funny.
God level genius.
She really just was like, I have a learning disability, so now I can't read. Sorry.
What up? I'm Jared.
I'm 19 and I never learned to fucking read. Hey, dude, whatever works, right?
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Whatever works.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Now I'm just thinking about the Vine compilation thing that I made. Can I talk about the Vine compilations?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
For me, my sister.
Just really quick. When was it? When was this? Like high school, first year of university? When did I make these?
This was 2020.
So
Everything that ever happened in this friend group was 2020.
True. Yeah. So it was pandemic time. Anyways, but Spook came to me with an idea that we should make our friends as Vines video, which literally is exactly what it sounds like, where we just take like iconic Vines and we just match them to our friends. And literally all it is just a compilation of Vines, but then every so often like our name is over top of somebody. And I made this and it is still to this day one of the funniest videos that we have, and I made 2 of them.
I'm not in either of them.
Nope,
because you weren't in the friend group yet.
You should make another one.
Yeah, I should.
I don't remember.
Ah, mother.
But that's all I wanted to say. Is just they're both there on the YouTube channel. Anyways,
my real name is on it.
It's still public. All people have to do is go look at my YouTube channel. I'll private them.
Yeah.
No, I'll make them unlisted, and then I'll leave a link somewhere where only we can get to it.
Perfect.
The cult. Leave it in the cult.
True.
In the cult? Yeah.
Yeah, just pin it in the cult.
Never mind. If you go to my YouTube channel, videos are gone. Sorry. When I make part 3, I'll switch out their real name for Spook.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Then we can at least have part 3 as public.
You gotta make it spooky baby though.
Yeah, always spooky baby.
Jordan did that to me at work. We were working together. I had my little name tag, and she grabs like one of those the sticky label thingies, and she wrote "spooky baby" and stuck it on my name tag.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
I'm like, okay, sure.
She did say she was gonna call you that at work.
I almost did it over the page.
Maybe
I would have responded.
Just how to get fired from your job.
Literally.
No one, baby.
Spooky baby,
like
please
being
come
fired.
back. I'm lonely.
I'm trying.
Spooky baby.
I'm trying to think of other pranks and stuff that I've pulled on my siblings, because the thing is, as the oldest sibling, I tend to mess with them quite a bit, and for some reason I suddenly can't remember anything that I've done to them. I can't remember anything, but I know I've definitely messed with them. Because, like I said, that's just your job as the oldest sibling. You mess with all your younger siblings.
And the job of the youngest sibling, is to go along with it.
Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't matter if
that's
you like
why
it or
I
not,
don't
you gotta
like.
deal with it.
Maybe that's why I don't like pranks.
You are always at the other end. How sad.
Yep.
You poor thing.
That's why I love them. I'm never at the other end. Well, that's not true. I am if it's like my uncle pulling a prank on me, because he always used to do that to me.
I pulled pranks on you before.
Did you guys? Oh my goodness. I think I just unlocked a core memory. What was that? There was a show. I think it was on YTV.
Prank Patrol?
It was on Prank Patrol.
I knew
yeah.
exactly where you were going as soon as you said there was a show, because I loved that show as a kid, which I feel like
No,
shouldn't
was it
surprise.
like a Canadian show?
It was a Canadian
Where,
show on
like,
YTV, and like I feel like it doesn't
YTV is
surprise
Canadian,
anybody.
So
I don't think it surprises anyone that one of my favorite shows as a kid was Prank Patrol.
I
It was
loved
so
watching
good.
that.
It was
on
so
at, like,
good.
9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I just throw it on, and like, yeah, there was 2 ninjas who would do stuff, and
They
then
pull
like,
pranks on
they
people in
just
public.
prank their friends.
If you've ever seen, like, oh, actually, no, this is Canadian too, but I'm gonna use it anyways. If you've ever seen Just for Laughs, they used to have a thing that was Just for Laugh, like, gags. That was basically what the ninjas did,
That
but
was
kids
the-
version. But then the actual show for Prank Patrol, the host is, I think his name was Andy. He would basically, like, go and, like, these kids who were like, yeah, I want to prank my friend or whoever, he'd go to them, and they would plan out this big elaborate prank.
Like punked.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, but for
Punk'd.
kids.
Ashton
It was like,
Kutcher's
yeah, it was
Punk'd.
like Punk'd, but for kids. And it was literally, when I was 6 years old, it was my dream to be on that show. I was like, yes, I want to be on that. I want to prank one of my friends. Oh, I love that
I always
show.
wanted to be on the show as well.
Actually, you know what? She just reminded
Oh,
me of
no.
something. When I
Oh,
think I was like
no.
7, my dad convinced me that I should write a letter to Prank Patrol and see if I can get on the show. He convinced me to do it, right? So I wrote a letter, and he mailed it for me, and they actually sent me mail back with some, like, Prank Patrol, like, merch stuff. Like, it was, like, a button and a sticker and all this stuff, like, a little, like, letter from them. And I remember that being the coolest moment of my 7-year-old life. That was a good time. That was a good
yeah,
time.
I did it. Yeah.
I did that.
Going back for Just for Laughs, that show, like, they didn't have any, like, speaking, I want to say audio,
No.
but like they had
No.
music and all that.
Yeah.
And like the pranks were just like so simple as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
so
they were the
funny.
best though.
I love the ones where it's like people are just going about their day and like someone comes out of like one of those manhole covers and just continues
yeah.
on with the thing. It's like, what the heck?
One of my favorite ones from that was whenever there was a porta potty, and every time they go into it, they would move a trailer in front of it. So when you stepped back out of the porta potty that was just out in public, they would just suddenly be in like what looked like a meeting room of an office, and a bunch of these people all just sitting on the table, and they'd look up at them like he was crazy, and they're like,
The one guy he like, walked back into the porta potty just like closed.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna sit in here. Like it was so
Can you
funny.
imagine how confusing that must have been? Like, you just go to the bathroom, you walk out, you're in a business meeting. It's like, oh no.
It was like, I think I'm going crazy. My favorite thing, though, is at the end of every single one of those, they always have it so one of those actors is, like, pointing at the camera, and they're, like,
Yeah.
silently laughing as the music's still playing, and they're like, oh, it's a camera. Why am I
You just made a
just
complete
getting a
fool
fool
of
made
yourself
out of
on
me? That was just...
Loser.
You're a loser. What?
Dude, they had some good shit on that show. Remember as a kid, I
They
used to
did.
love that too. Just anytime
It
it
was
would come
always
on.
really sad at the end because they'd always their mascot would come out at the end and then he wouldn't be able to perform his
Oh
stand up.
yeah, he finally gets to the theater and the audience is gone because it's already ended. Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
so sad.
Poor little guy. One of these days he's gonna get to
Yes.
perform.
One of
I
those
always
days.
remember thinking that if I were ever on like Just for Laughs, I would know that it's a prank.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How are they so stupid that this is dumb?
I know.
But
it's
also,
like
too-
it's clearly a prank.
But also
Just a
too,
prank, bro.
but also too, imagine you just went into a porta potty because you had to go to the bathroom and you step out and you're now in an office. Like I would think I was going crazy at first. Like I'd be like, this has to be a
But
prank.
I would-
Am I crazy?
sit
Please tell
down
me this
and
is a
just,
prank.
like-
I'm gonna lose my shit.
I would sit down and just, it's my life now. I must business.
Just just walks out of the porta potty. Just any seats left at the table. I'll join the meeting. You're probably wondering why I gathered you all here today.
They're dumb.
That took so long, guys.
Just goes and
But
sits
I'm
on
here
the
now.
table. Just sit
What's
on
this
at
business
the end of the
meeting about?
table.
The yearly reviews. Oh, don't worry. We're all getting fired.
The rest of the actors
What?
are just like, what the fuck is happening?
What the fuck? We're all getting fired. I was supposed to send out a letter 2 weeks ago about this, but I had to do this now, and yeah, we're all getting fired tonight.
Now I'm just
Tell your family.
Now all I'm thinking about is Prank Patrol, and I'm trying to remember my favorite episodes.
I don't remember like any episodes.
There was one that
Yeah.
I
I
can.
just remember it was a good time.
There's one I can remember, and I don't know why it always stuck with me, but basically it was their friend this one person convinced their friend that they were going to like this like summer camp science kind of thing at this like science lab. So they went in, and there's this scientist there who's like teaching them stuff, and he's showing them, and he was showing them this thing in the back where basically it's supposed to be like this alien that's like frozen, and they're like doing tests on it and stuff. And he's like, yeah, no, it's completely dormant, like, it's fine, nothing's gonna happen. And as soon as the scientist walks out of the room, the glass starts to break, and all the power goes out and everything, so of course they're freaking out. They're like, oh my god, what's happening? And then when the lights go back on, the alien's just gone out of the glass, because they basically, what they do is they, like, while the lights are out, they, like, roll the thing out of the room and roll the other one in that it was in, or something like that. So, like, it's gone now, so they're, like, freaking out. Like, oh god, like, what do we do? Like, the thing is alive, it's loose.
Why do I hear boss music?
Literally, and I just remember, I don't know why that's the one I remember so well, but god, it was such a good show. And I also remember too when they did a crossover with the another Canadian show from ITV called Mystery Hunters. Loved that show as a kid too. Loved that show. It was basically Ghost Hunters, but for kids.
I want to talk about how I don't think this is a prank. You know what? It definitely isn't a prank. But I was just, like, bamboozled by the government. Is it the government of Canada or just Ontario? But I say the government of Canada.
House hippo.
It's literally the house hippos. There was
We
an
were
ad.
all bamboozled.
There was an ad.
No.
There was an ad on TV that was on like the kids channels and all that stuff. Yeah, the North American house hippo. It pretty much was like a documentary type ad where it talked about the house hippo and had like the little tiny hippo walking around the house, and like it made its nest and all that stuff, and like it ate crumbs and all that stuff. And the point of it was to show that kids would believe pretty much like anything on TV.
We all
And the funniest thing,
it.
I was like, I don't want a house hippo. That's
Literally,
the coolest thing.
an entire generation of kids literally proved their point because we all believed house hippos were real. And it was Government of Canada, because this is a universal thing across Canada for our generation.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Gen Z kids will, and even some millennials will, like, remember this, that, like, they fooled our entire generation and made us want house hippos. Like, they literally proved their point.
No. They fooled themselves because now they want one.
Yeah, now I just want a house hippo.
That's what it was. I didn't know that was that. Like, even like that. This is new information for me.
But the house hippos weren't real?
No, that
That it was an ad to prove that kids will believe anything.
Say kids will believe
What do you think
anything.
it was?
The house hippo.
Advertisement.
It was just a fun, creative advertisement of an house hippo.
Food. I thought it was a cat food advertisement because it was cat food.
No, it was the Government of Canada being like, hey, watch what you tell kids because they will believe you.
Everyone was like, house hippo. I, to this day, want a freaking house hippo, though. I feel lied to. I'm gonna sue the government for giving me emotional damage. I learned
Do you
that house
guys
hippos weren't real.
remember the ad where the guy is running away from that girl with the French music playing in the background?
And it was literally an advertisement telling people that their kids need to get more exercise, or else if you don't, you can't outrun the girls that want to assault you.
Wasn't there one as well? Wasn't there one as well where he was chasing after the ice cream truck or something like that?
Yeah. And it was literally like both of them, they're trying. Well, the one where he's running from the girls is he's running and he starts running out of stamina, and the girls catch up to him. They start all like kissing his face and stuff, and he's like, gross cooties. And the advertisement is like, yeah, if you don't exercise, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna get a bunch of girls harassing you. And then the other one was the kid chasing the ice cream truck, and he couldn't catch up to it because he like ran out of energy, and the ice cream truck drives away. It's like, again, don't exercise, you can't have ice cream. Fuck you. Fuck you, kid.
And the couch potato one.
This is
With the blue guy.
Yeah.
This is actually just the government telling us that asthma is not good. Fix yourself.
Oh, you have asthma? Fucking sucks.
Wow, you have asthma? Fucking.
Wasn't there also an ad where where the guy just like he reached his like 20th birthday or something and then just melted and it's like he didn't drink enough milk.
Yeah.
I was so scared.
I always got a glass after.
Mother,
Do you guys-
glass of milk.
Do you guys
now.
do you guys remember that one ad though that was just like, yeah, Sarah hasn't been the same since she started smoking weed, and she's just a flat just melted into the couch. Do you guys remember that one? It was fucking
Yeah.
weird.
I vaguely remember that one.
Ever seen that one? It's just being like, if I smoke weed, am I gonna melt into the
You
couch?
are, let me tell you, you are. It's gonna feel like you did.
Jordan knows.
Yeah, Jordan would know.
Jordan, can you confirm this is what happens?
I feel it right now.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, there were so many ads just like that from the early 2000s that were just so fucking weird.
I pulled it up on YouTube and the first comment is, when you don't think the edibles are working, so you eat a few more.
But like,
He's just mad because he doesn't know how to roll blunts.
I mean, the thing. But I mean, the one thing about those commercials is while they were all so fucking weird, like, obviously they work because we still remember them to this day. Like, we still remember all these commercials, but God, it's just like, what the hell, guys?
There are okay, we've completely gone off topic, but I don't care. But there are some ads.
Happy with this.
There are some ads though that are like, oh my god. Like the one. What is the tennis ball one?
Oh, yeah.
You know the one.
Yeah, he's
like bounce the ball or something like that. It helped me forget about my cancer. It's like what?
Yeah, and then it's a commercial for fucking Walmart. It's for fucking Walmart. Like, what the fuck? Like, that, it literally gives you so much whiplash watching that video, because like it literally starts with this kid who's like, it's like this like a rap kind of thing where he's throwing a tennis ball at the wall and he's literally just singing like, I throw a tennis ball at the wall. He just keeps saying that over again, and then finally at the end he goes, it helps me forget about my cancer. And then we're like, oh, is this for like a kid's cancer awareness thing? And it's like, and then it's just like, shop at Walmart. What? Like, huh?
I want to know who the fuck put the green light on that. Like, who said
it was?
That's a good idea.
Like, it was probably because they were doing a charity thing. But like, what the fuck? But anyways.
But no, so that commercial was definitely something where like a teacher gives you the textbook definition of what makes a good ad. They put it all together and then slapped Walmart's name onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual point of the ad was, but like, it gave me so much whiplash. Watching it gives you so much whiplash, you think your neck is gonna break. It's like, the fuck just happened?
Oh, I want to know who greenlit that, and I want to have a chat.
You know what it felt like? It felt like Walmart was trying to recreate like an Old Spice ad, but they didn't want to make it seem like Old Spice. They're like, we'll just give it a bunch of twists so that you're like constantly paying attention. But then they did that, and then you're just like, the fuck?
What did you just say?
Just, the fuck
What did you
just
say?
happened? What the fuck just happened?
Did you just say what I think you said? Hello?
Miss the house hippos.
We
I
all
Really
miss the
good.
house hippos too. I hope the house hippos are doing well.
Government of Canada made a fool of me.
They did it to, like I said, they did it to a whole generation.
They did us dirty.
They owe us house hippos now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get me a goddamn house hippo, government. Want
If
it.
I don't see a goddamn house hippo in my house by tonight, that's it. You're canceled.
Canceling you on Twitter. As if they haven't done it already.
I'll do it again. This time better.
Screw all the politics. Where the fuck is my house hippo?
Literally.
You gave me all of this belief as a child, and I want it. So give it to me.
Can't believe the entire government of Canada just pranked all of us.
Believe how well that ad worked.
Well, they gave us something really fucking cute. Of course, you're like, oh my god, I want that.
And like it had like a professional voice.
Like it looked legit. And they played it so often that it was just like,
I wonder now if I were to completely forget that ad and watch it now as an adult, I wonder if I would still be tricked for a moment.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Until it was like, yeah, this is a message by the government of Canada.
yeah,
I would believe it.
Yeah, I think at first I'd probably be like,
Yeah.
yo, wait, is this... it wouldn't be like I'd believe it, but it'd be like, is this actually a thing? Like, what? And then at the end it'd be like, haha, just kidding, fucking gotcha. And then I'd be like,
Yeah, psych.
ah, damn.
I'm writing a letter to Ottawa.
Writing a letter to the government as we speak. The fuck is my house hippo?
Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Give it now.
My house
Now. I want it now. I wanted it 5 minutes ago.
Canadian commercials were on another fucking level, man.
Oh yeah.
Can't
They
forget.
knew what they were doing, and they made sure they were doing it right.
I mean, we can't forget about the Marine Land ads. Everybody knows those.
Everyone
Loves
No,
Marine
it's gonna be
Land.
stuck in my head for the next week.
There's a
God.
place I know
Worst
in
thing-
Ontario.
That was such a fucked up place.
Oh yeah,
should be shut
Greenland
down.
is a terrible place, but like,
So,
God,
the thing with
fucking
that ad,
jingle
though, was so
slapped.
funny. It did. What's funny about that ad, though, is that they played it for so long that it was still a square. Even though we had, like,
Yeah.
the widescreen TVs. They had
Yeah.
the square from the old, like, VHS TVs that they used to have.
What was so funny about that too is they could literally just get a couple new shots recorded, use the exact same song, just so that it's formatted correctly for normal TVs. Or like for
Nope.
standard TVs now, but they're like, no, this one works. It still works, everyone knows the song. And it's just like, yeah, but like, put in a little effort. Like, jeez.
They said, "You see this? This works.
This
We're
right
gonna
here?
change
It
it.
works.
No, I'm not changing it. I like it. What do you mean you like it? I like it. It's not changing. That's it. Period. Okay, I'm sorry.
Alright.
I'm sorry, David. We're gonna change it. I promise. I don't know why David was the first name that came to my mind. I was gonna say Paul.
Why Paul?
I don't
Why
know.
not
It
Paul?
sounds like a business guy's name.
No, that sounds like there's a guy that we used to know named Paul. He was a jackass.
Oh, I don't think of him when I hear that name. I think of my uncle.
I think of my uncle as well.
My uncle's a cool
Why
guy.
are there so many Uncle Paul? Are you guys okay?
Yeah,
why
fine.
why is there so many?
My Uncle Paul's great.
My Uncle Paul is great as well.
Come on, Jess.
Do you guys have the same Uncle Paul?
Yes,
That
we're
would be
actually
weird.
we are actually cousins.
Be weird.
Yeah,
That
that'd
would
be
be
Could
pretty
you
weird.
imagine? Could you imagine though? We're just like, yeah, just I have an Uncle Paul. Oh, hey, so do I. It just turns out it's the same uncle. We're
See,
just,
the thing is, though,
distant
is that
cousins.
I look very much like my uncle, and like I look nothing like Emma.
Yeah, and also too, my Uncle Paul isn't actually even married into the family. He's just been dating my aunt for so long that he's my Uncle Paul.
No, it's like
they've
my
literally
uncle.
been together since before I was born. So they just have never got. They're just common law. Anyways,
Paul, put a ring on it, man.
I don't think they want to. That's the thing is I don't
Come,
think they
Paul,
want to.
get
They're
your
perfectly
act
happy.
Damn it, Paul! The government wants you to put a ring on it.
You know what's funny too? I don't remember how this happened, but my aunt started calling him Pablo. I don't know how it happened. So now every time they come over, she only ever calls him Pablo. I just sometimes think about that. It's just I don't know where it
We have
came
gone
from, but
so
God,
off
it's so
course.
funny.
No, I like this. I like this direction. I don't care how far off course.
No, I like this as well, but I feel like I just need to mention that, like,
Oh yeah, we're just
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about pranks. Okay, we're done with that
And now
topic.
we're
So
talking
weird
about
Canadian
Uncle Paul.
commercials.
Canadian ads.
And now we're talking about Uncle Paul.
I'm still thinking about Prank Patrol and Mystery Hunters and stuff. Those were good shows. YTV had some banger shows.
Yeah, but
Was
now they
Was
don't.
YTV Canadian only?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Canadian because
Yeah.
in the US it was all Nickelodeon. That's where we got all our Nickelodeon shows for the
Oh,
longest
yeah.
time was on YTV until Nickelodeon came to Canada. It was same with like Family Channel and Disney Channel. Family Channel we had all the Disney shows on, and then Disney Channel
Family
came
Channel.
to Canada, and now Family Channel
Family
doesn't.
Channel.
It like
Family
kind of
Channel.
exists, but it doesn't.
Only
Yeah, there's
Family Channel.
nothing good on.
No, Family Channel
Only
was great
Family
though.
Channel. Nothing else matters. Only
It was
Family
so
Channel.
good. It was so good because they played
What's
music videos
so
and stuff
funny,
in
though?
between the episodes.
The music video was the greatest part.
Mhm.
With YTV, I still remember the after-school schedule.
Yep.
It was 3 o'clock was SpongeBob, then let me make sure I get my times right. 3
It was
o'clock was SpongeBob.
30s.
Yeah, and then like 3:30 was Fairly Odd Parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 o'clock was also Fairly Odd Parents, and then 4:30 was SpongeBob again, and then they had iCarly at 5, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Mhm.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I still
the
remember
funny
that.
thing was about YTV is I did watch a lot of those shows, but I watched so many of the ones that would play late at night though. But of course, obviously, because I was still too young to stay up for them, I'd record all of them. So I'd come home to have like a million Prank Patrol and Mystery Hunter episodes and all that stuff just like there on the PVR, and I was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna binge all of this right now. But I watched so much of that stuff as a kid. I loved that stuff.
You had them on PVR. I did old school and did a VHS. I used to record Rescue Heroes on
Rescue-
VHS.
Oh, that's
Imagine not
amazing.
having a cable box. No,
I
I was
remember watching
recorded too.
Rescue Heroes. Fucking lie. I was like so young. Josh is sitting next to me watching it. Staring
There
me
are
in the
so
face with
many
a book.
things. There are so many like life lessons and like skills that I've learned from Rescue Heroes. They won an award for that. For like teaching kids like safety.
do you guys know the do you remember the show In Real Life?
Yeah.
It was
Or-
No, but let me look it up.
it was on YTV. Yeah, Jordan remembers it. It was on YTV. It was basically like a game show. It was kind of like
Amazing Race.
The Amazing Race. It was kind of like that, but again for kids. And basically, they would make you every episode. They'd make you do like real life jobs and like tasks and stuff for every episode. And they were like hour-long episodes, I think. And whoever won would get a full scholarship to whatever school they were going to. And I remember watching that show, and like I completely forgot about it until now. But I remember watching that, thinking it was such a cool show, because it was literally like The
yeah.
Amazing Race, but like for kids. Well, I guess teenagers, because they're paying for scholarships for school, but I think there was only like 3 seasons of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
It was on YTV. I loved that. Fucking loved
Guys,
that shit.
I need to interrupt quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up In Real Life.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on Google Images.
Oh no.
Because I wanted to see if I could figure out what it was. And a lot of boy bands came up. I guess boy band. And I scrolled down. And I went to exit the tab. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw this. I saw this picture that I just sent on general.
Oh god.
Jess, you need to join. Jess, you need to join.
What? Where did that come from?
Fuck with you guys.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta see.
Look at the general. Oh god, what the hell is that?
It's Patrick in real life.
I hate that.
It looks.
I hate
Kinda
that.
looks
Actually,
like,
cheers, guys. Oh my god.
It looks familiar.
Jess,
guess-
when this episode goes out, you need to tweet that.
Yeah, no,
I will
definitely.
tweet that.
Definitely.
Oh
Save
my
that for
God.
later.
I was like, what did I just see? And I went back to the tab and I was like, oh my god. Why did that come out? It's Patrick in real life. Oh, I'm actually crying.
I fucking hate it. I hate it.
Too.
I don't like it, but I will pin it so I can make sure I remember the I can tweet that later. Oh fuck!
If you're listening to this episode and don't follow our Twitter, you should.
So you can get quality content like whatever the fuck that is.
Oh my god.
I tweet a lot on the Twitter. Well, not a lot, but you know, quite often. Oh fuck! That's gonna get us banned from Twitter. I hope.
You're gonna post it in the Twitter account, just immediately getting deleted.
Oh yeah, that's a hate crime on so many.
That's a hate crime. People listening are gonna be like, what picture did Spook fly?
Well, if you want to find out, you gotta go to Twitter.
Nothing can prepare. Oh my god, I can't even talk. Nothing can prepare you for that image.
No, sir. I
There-
wasn't even prepared.
Going back to the YTV shows, there was one show, and I cannot remember the name of it now. Maybe if I describe it, you guys might know it. But it was this show, it was like a game show kind of thing, where they would bring a group of kids to a place that was supposedly haunted, and they'd give them, like, their own, like, ghost hunting gear, and one at a time, they would send kids in to basically go and ghost hunt in the building. and they had
What
like
are
a
you
certain amount of
watching?
two.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I
and like
remember
it was
that.
when they did it, they all had to draw straws, and whoever drew the shortest straw had to go first. I cannot remember what the name of the show is, and I just suddenly remembered it because I remember it was on around the same time as Mystery Hunters, Prank Patrol, and all that stuff. And I cannot remember what it's called now. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Emma's watching some odd ass shows.
Ghost
Dude, that
Trackers!
was the
Ghost
fucking
Trackers!
bomb.
That's what it was. Ghost
Yeah.
Trackers.
What?
It's called Ghost Trackers.
Ghost Track-
It was a show on Discovery
You know what, this
Kids
sounds
and
familiar.
YTV. Yeah, it was literally like it'd be a group of a couple of kids, and they'd all get a bunch of ghost hunting gear and stuff, and they would go to like theaters and like places that were supposedly haunted. And then yeah, the host, he would have like a bunch of straws in his hand, and everyone would draw a straw, and whoever was the shortest had to go first.
I do remember this.
I just suddenly remembered it.
Phasmophobia IRL.
Literally, that's literally what it was. Like I just remembered that show, and I remember as a kid being like,
We're unlocking core memories.
literally, I
here.
remember as a kid being like, oh, that would be so cool to be on that, like going ghost hunting, that'd be so cool. Like I just
You wanted to be
specifically,
on every show.
I want. Have you met me? The amount of attention I love on me.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say have you
Of course, I
met
wanted to be on every TV show. I wanted to be on this. I wanted to be on In Real Life. I wanted to be on Prank Patrol. I wanted to be on The Next Star. I wanted to be on fucking everything.
The next star.
Yeah, I
You
wanted to be on
guys
fucking
watch-
everything.
You guys watched all these things, and I'm out here watching like Zaboomafoo on
Oh,
PBS.
yeah.
Oh, I watched that
dude.
stuff too. I watched that stuff too. I was going back and
I didn't
forth. This
watch-
literally be
I
like,
didn't-
I'd watch Zaboomafoo, and then I'd be like, all right, now time for Mystery Hunters. Let's see, is Sasquatch real?
Because this is the thing. The most TV that I watched as a kid, it was at my nanny and granddad's because that was the weekend, and then I was kind of just outside doing things and being on the computer as a small
I
little lad.
used to wake up Saturday morning at 8 a.m. to watch Channel 8 for Kids and watch Sonic X and Kirby Right Back at You.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I say that so often.
I just watched a lot of Disney shows. Like I watched a lot of YTV, but I
Phineas
mainly
and
watched
Ferb after
Disney.
school every day. Phineas and Ferb and Life with Derek.
I just Hannah
Not
Montana.
tell me you did
Wizards of
not
Waverly Place,
love-
That's the Raven.
Yep.
Lizzie McGuire. All that shit. Mwah.
You've got to love Life with Derek.
I didn't really watch it.
You didn't watch Life with Derek?
didn't
I didn't
really
either.
watch. I
Yeah, I
watched
didn't
a
really
few
watch it.
episodes,
Yeah,
but-
I watched it, but I didn't watch
Are
it
you
that much.
kidding
I didn't
me?
like it as much as everyone else did.
It was so good.
Jordan's
Jordan's
Agreed.
about to come for our asses and like beat us up.
Yep.
literally.
Wouldn't be the first time. I like how we started out being like, yeah, let's talk about pranks, and now here we
I
are,
think-
me just being like, remember all these shows?
I think the biggest prank of all was us saying that we were going to talk about pranks and then just not talk.
I fucking
Yeah.
got him.
I got him.
You know what's a good? Well, you know what's a good topic? Prank.
You know what else is
You
a
know
good
what else is a
topic?
good topic? TV shows we watched as children and
House
ads that
hippos.
absolutely tricked us. House. Love.
The real prank was the friends we made along the way.
Literally.
Thank you for listening to the Burnout Kids podcast. If you're interested in following any of us, you can follow me, Emma, on Twitter and Instagram at stopit_Emma. Or you can follow me on TikTok at stopitEmmaLive. Or you can follow me on Twitch and YouTube at stopitEmma. And if you're interested in following Jess, you can follow her on Twitter at @tothemoon_Jess. Or you can follow her on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube at @tothemoonjessie. And if you're interested in following Spook, you can follow them on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Spookish with 2 Ks. And if you're interested in following the podcast, you can find us on Twitter and Tumblr at Burnout Kids Cast, or on Instagram and TikTok at Burnout Kids Podcast. For our audio listeners, we have a YouTube channel called the Burnout Kids Podcast. And for our YouTube watchers that want to listen on the go, we have a Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcasts. We release new episodes every other Saturday, so be sure to stop by for another episode with your local Burnout Kids. Bye!